I didn't watch Seinfeld. Did you guys?
Yeah.
How was it?
I wasn't impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
Too much hype?
Yeah.
The newspapers say 4 stars, wonderful way to go out, very funny.
I thought it was horrible.
Really?
Me too.
I didn't watch it.
It was not funny at all.
No.
I went to bed.
It wasn't what the show was about.
Right. It was a complete departure from what the show is about. And there was not one laugh in it, if you ask me.
I never found the whole show funny. I know that's contrary to popular belief.
Cute sometimes, but this was insufferable.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How come the guy in the Daily News was in love with the last episode?
I think everybody gets caught up in the hype.
Yeah.
Because he was saying, with all the hype, nothing could really satisfy, and he said, and this did.
Ugh.
Wow.
I don't see how.
Look at you. All upset.
She's angry and
I got up this morning to watch it. That's why.
Oh, did you?
I got up early.
Oh, I see what you did.
You know what? I didn't even finish it.
So you see?
You know what? That is, it's
not worth
it's painful to watch.
So would you admit for the first time I was right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Never happens for me.
But Robin, are you a regular watcher of the show, or is this like one of the? How many times have you seen the show? You watch it
maybe 2 or 3 times.
Right, and that's why.
Did you like it?
Well, the show should be, if it's good, it's good. Why does I have to watch it in order to make it good?
It should make it good for me.
Well, yeah.
It should be good.
Stand on its own.
Well, seriously, did you like it?
Well, here's the deal. I thought the show was okay. I think it was impossible to do a last show.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think anybody would have liked.
It's very difficult.
But what I did, what I did like about it was that they didn't do anything stupid or sentimental.
Right.
Or try to, you know what I mean? They just did the show that they usually do. That is the show that they usually do.
Excuse me. The show is 30 minutes when they usually do it. This was a bloated mess.
You can't criticize them for doing an hour.
And they've done a 60 before, Robin.
This was 75.
Really? They did a 60 before?
Yeah, they had one time before they did an hour special.
I see. All right, so Robin didn't like it. Jackie?
I didn't see it. I got it on tape.
Oh, well, I have it on tape. I'll watch it. Because now I have to check in with those.
I didn't think it was embarrassing, and I thought it was just okay. Actually, they did it as if it was just another week. They didn't really do anything all that special.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's a difference of opinion.
And Howard, you know what they did that was sort of a drag? So they did this 45-minute build-up to it, which was okay. It was sort of like the best of Seinfeld. And then at 8:45, they end it, and they run it. It says 2 minutes to Seinfeld. So, okay, so I'm really cool. So I'm sitting there. Remember how the old shows in the beginning?
Jerry comes out and does stand-up.
Jerry does 30 seconds of stand-ups, and then it goes right back to commercials again.
Right, beautiful.
You're like,
who was in charge? Tom Chiasano?
Right, some money grubber.
I'm proud of myself.
I mean, as soon as you saw that,
I showed them.
As soon as you saw that, you're like, what a bunch of whores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone in the media business is whores.
Well,
they get something hot and they ruin it.
I thought, well, this is certainly not about art. This was just something to showcase a bunch of commercials.
And I'm not sure why I'll be honest with Robin. I don't know why it needed to be the extra 15 minutes. Where did that come from?
Right.
Like, I could see doing an hour, but
it was bloated.
Yeah, it was bloated for the commercials.
It was bloated.
What's up?
No, I saw the show.
Oh, Stuttering John saw it, Robin. Well, now the definitive opinion.
There we go. Was it good or was it bad?
Show was good.
Yes, go ahead.
The last half hour, I think, was the worst because they kept playing flashbacks of the old show.
And that's where John and I disagree, because I thought that was actually the best part.
That was fun for you.
Quite frankly, you're right. The flashbacks were good. The show they were showing was bad.
But hold on. The flashbacks, before they show the show, they show a 45-minute retrospective with a bunch of flashbacks, too.
But Howard, you have to explain something. Anybody everybody's seen it by now. So it's a courtroom scene, so they parade all these people in that hate all of them.
Right, they're testifying.
Right, they're testifying against them, so each person comes in and then they show a tiny clip of why they hate them.
Yeah, they didn't get exaggerated with the clip.
Yeah, they didn't make them run long. I don't know.
Who wrote the final episode? Albert Brooks? I think I've heard that premise before.
Really? Yeah, well, they had to do something.
It wasn't bad.
But like, here's a perfect for instance, right? You hear all these people are going to be in the final episode. Keith Hernandez is in the final episode. Doesn't say a word.
Right.
You barely, if you don't know who Keith Hernandez is,
you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't even know he's in it. And I don't think a lot of people know who Keith Hernandez is. I apologize.
Who is Keith Hernandez?
I'm glad he didn't say a word.
Right. Who needs it?
At this point, he's a good-looking guy.
Go ahead. Why, you wanted more words from Keith Hernandez?
No, not at all. I didn't think it was necessary to have him in there at all.
I see.
There were a bunch of people getting into cabs, and you don't know who they are.
Right. And then he sat in the front row of the courtroom and made a couple of faces. I don't even think they did a close-up on him.
I see. Well, Baba Booey upset that Keith Hernandez wasn't given proper misuse.
And I have to tell you one thing.
Good enough.
You know who else didn't like the last episode?
Who?
Coach Bevilacqua.
Really?
Yes.
Who is that again?
That's some guy that Coach Jerry that was mentioned in one episode. They interviewed him on the radio again this morning.
And he didn't like it?
They went to his house and interviewed him right after.
And why didn't he like the last episode?
No belly laughs.
No belly laughs, same as Robin.
Laughs, Coach.
I like the last part of it. The final thing, the final scene is from the first. Oh, I shouldn't give it away, Jack.
I'm kidding.
Oh, it's from the first scene of the first pilot episode. It's the same thing. It was kind of nice.
Who even knows what he's saying?
The last dialogue is very commenting about.
This is his whole day explaining one thought.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
When Stuttering John explains something, it takes hours. We have a staff meeting every Wednesday, and John will open his mouth, and no one knows what he's saying. And this always happens. And then John looks at Gary, tells Gary, and Gary interprets what John says.
He gets mad.
I know.
I don't get mad.
All right, say it again. Please say it again
for this crowd.
Go ahead, say it again.
The last scene of the Seinfeld episode was
Seinfeld, not Steinfeld.
I said Seinfeld.
All right, go ahead.
Just take it from the first pilot. You know, it was the first lines that Jerry and George spoke to each other.
Oh,
I didn't even know that.
What did he just say? I swear I don't know what he said. In the last scene, they go back to the very first thing they ever said on the show.
They take dialogue from the first scene ever shown in the pilot.
Is it a flashback?
No, the last scene of the show is Jerry and George saying the same thing they said in the first episode.
Oh.
and you knew that? Somebody told you that.
Somebody told you that.
Howard, I've never missed a show and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
how did you know that?
How could anything pass by Gary?
How did you know that, John? You don't watch it all the time.
Yes, I do watch it all the time. What are you talking about?
You absolutely recognized it right away.
Yeah.
Nobody told you.
He doesn't remember what happened yesterday.
You know what I love? I love the Sinatra death battling the Seinfeld hype.
Well, you know, that's what I said to myself. I said, I wonder how Jerry feels. Sinatra dies on his day.
Yeah. Who is Sinatra to die on my day?
If it could have only been a day earlier, it would have been even better.
It would have been better because they would have cut down on the hype.
Yeah.
So everybody seems to be talking about the last Seinfeld episode. From what I can tell, Robin hated it.
Amy agrees with me.
Fred agrees with you.
She came by and she said, you know what, you're absolutely right, not one laugh in the show.
Fred hated it.
Yeah, it was awful. Awful.
Bad.
I have to hear one more Fred Seinfeld review.
Angry at my TV. That's how bad it was.
You were angry at the TV?
And then I changed rooms because it was time to get ready for work and I was going to watch the rest. I said, I'm not even watching the rest.
There you go.
Wow.
You go, girl.
She's militant.
Yeah, you're militant about it.
How dare they?
Why not? Let her get militant.
Go.
It was a total waste of time. It's a rip-off of your audience.
Yep. But Jackie hasn't seen it, and
I saw 5 minutes, and I thought it was pretty bad.
right.
Yeah, it started off bad. It didn't get any better than that.
Well, those quick clips and then the flashbacks, there's such little tiny hunks. It just was a turnoff, I thought. But maybe from the beginning it's better. I don't know.
And Baba Booey liked it.
It was great.
Well, he likes anything.
No, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a rave review.
Right. But you say he likes anything?
Yeah, I mean, if there's something on the screen, he's pleased.
I was watching that test pattern last night getting an erection.
I know you were.
5-second clip is perfect for me.
You're saying that Gary's a simpleton and he'll be amused by anything?
I told you the other day when they put him in the backseat, he goes to sleep in the car.
He can't sleep anywhere, that's true. I've seen it. You got to admit, you do sleep everywhere. What?
You sleep every day when you drive home.
No, I don't.
Well, it's meditating.
Yeah, it's TM. It's not sleeping.
It looks like sleeping. I've never been able to tell the difference.
I'm in a different ozone layer.
A little trance.
Yeah, I'm in a trance. I'm on a much deeper level than you'll ever be. Hey, Alan, you're on the air.
If you don't watch all the episodes, you're not going to get last night's show, and it's going to be...
So you liked it?
Of course I liked it. Everybody, the whole country liked it. You're going to see 90 million people are going to show up in the ratings that liked it, and you're going to be the only one who didn't like it.
I like being different.
Too.
Well, Fred didn't like it. He watches it all the time.
I do watch it. I thought that was a big letdown.
Well, I mean, what else can you do for the last show?
I don't know, but that's what they're hired to do.
Do something funny.
They're hired to entertain you.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny.
What did you laugh at?
They bring back everybody from the past, and it's
watching
funny.
crap from 8 years past.
Yeah. They bring you old laughs you already had.
There you go.
No, that's not right.
Yeah, that's right.
The whole thing is that these people, it was funny, but...
Hey, here's a guy. He said he was high. He was watching it. It even sucked. Donald, you're on the air.
Hey, man. What's up?
What's up?
I was smoking a bunch of pot last night, man. I was drinking some beer, and I didn't laugh one time.
See?
And you're an easy audience on pot.
See, Alan?
He wanted to laugh.
It was like a train wreck would have been funnier.
Now, you watch the show all the time?
All the time. I have to get high to watch it, but I watch it.
Right. But, dude, how do you explain that, Alan? I guess Alan's gone.
I'm here, but I'm not no druggie.
Oh, I'm not a druggie, man. I just,
so every time you watch Seinfeld, you got to get high? You're a pothead?
You sound like David Lee Roth. Yeah.
Well, there's a regular watcher who said he didn't like the episode.
Oh, shut up. You never watched an episode.
That guy watched an episode.
A train wreck is funnier.
There you go. What can you say, dude? Like, you know.
I got nothing to say against some drug addict.
All right, thank you. All right, two guys arguing about Seinfeld. Jay's doing a ripoff of David Letterman.
Yeah.
You should have seen him kissing Jerry's ass.
Who's ass?
Jerry's.
Jerry Seinfeld?
The Leno show last night.
Oh. Jerry, I love you.
You know how Arsenio used to laugh?
Yeah.
He was pounding the desk, like rolling around, like Jerry just said.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Jerry's the funniest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because they were friends for a long time, and I think Jay did a lot better than Jerry for a long time, and now he's eclipsed him.
Yeah, now Jay's got to kiss Jerry's ass.
Yeah.
Well, he did a good job of it last night.
Beautiful. Something really sucky about being a talk show host because your show depends on who comes on. Like the fact that Jerry did Jay and didn't do Dave. So you got to suck so much ass that you feel like you lose all your comedy chops. Hey, Will, you're on the air.
Hey, I wanted to initially talk about Sinatra, but I just want to say one thing about Seinfeld. I've been watching that for the whole time, and I thought it was pretty good, especially when they brought out all the witnesses against them.
Hey, who cares, you know? I mean, either you liked it or you didn't. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Diane, what is it?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi.
I just wanted to let you know, last night's Seinfeld, I don't know what that woman was watching, but it wasn't the same thing I was watching. It was horrible.
Really?
It was the absolute worst show that they ever put out.
Wow. Here's another guy who said Seinfeld's episode was horrible.
Hey,
Rob, yeah.
Oh, man, that episode sucked. I mean, the first 10 minutes, the highlights might have been worth it, but after that, the whole thing went down.
Yeah, I swear to you, I didn't watch it. I am not a big Seinfeld fan.
I don't know how anybody could have taken the whole 2 hours. I don't know how anybody could do that.
And Howard, is there anybody on your show more pathetic than your fat, smelly monkey, Baba Booey?
Why is that?
I've never heard anything so sad as when he talks about the Seinfeld show. I'll never miss an episode.
I like the show. What is
like
so
he's
wrong?
proud.
I was disappointed Keith Hernandez didn't even say a word.
No, I wasn't disappointed Keith Hernandez didn't say a word. I thought it was stupid to have him in the show at all. I wasn't disappointed. Don't get me wrong, idiot.
I read the paper every morning before I come in here looking for stuff to talk about, and the whole newspaper is just like Jerry Seinfeld crazy.
I know. Isn't he great?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, wow, isn't he great? But I think David Biannacooley went to see the show. Jerry Seinfeld had his first night on Broadway last night, and he went to see the show, and he said, you know, it started, as soon as Jerry walked out, standing ovation from the whole place, which is, of course, for his TV show.
Of course.
And then I guess everyone got psyched up to see something as great as a TV show because he says at the end of the show was only an hour long. It was all of Jerry's own material.
$75 for an hour.
$75 for an hour. And at the end of the show, nobody stood up and applauded.
Wow.
Saying that it wasn't funny or anything. It was, Jerry's a good stand-up comic. Sure. It's just like, I guess all the hype and everything. The guy did an hour.
People were expecting something incredible, I guess.
And he said you're not allowed to complain because Jerry did something smart. He donates all the money to charity.
Yeah.
But don't think he's so philanthropic because he's taping it for HBO. That's where he'll get paid. That's right.
And he's doing an album.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting because I heard some people on the street kind of reviews, and it was like, yeah, he was good. It was just like the TV show. He was as good as he is on the TV show. Very clever.
That means it sucked. Nobody was laughing.
And then one other guy said, it's really funny because I haven't heard Jerry Seinfeld in a long time, and you're always going on about this is a guy who talks about airline food, blah, blah, blah. One guy was saying, yeah, he talked about cereal and how, sometimes you come home and you're at the store and you say, I should get some milk, but I think I have enough. And then in the morning when you try to get your cereal, you realize you don't have enough milk.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of these guys say, I heard George Carlin, not George Carlin, who the hell said, Steve Allen said,
God.
A stand-up comedian can do no more than 3 full, complete hours for his entire life. It's very hard to put together a comedy hour,
Mm-hmm.
What kind of crap is that? A lot of these guys go around, they do the same act that you see on TV.
They go from club to club, but then they go back to the same club they've been to with that act, and they do it again.
Can't they write some new jokes?
That's what I'm saying. Jerry says he has to take a year off.
Yeah, to write jokes. I mean, and these jokes aren't all that great. Like, Jerry's like such a good guy. He's like, you know how like Spielberg is such a good guy?
Yes.
It's like Jerry is such a good guy. He took 400 children to the Met game. God, could you be screaming for more publicity than him?
Because I'm never going to do any of these jokes ever again. And a lot of people...
Yeah, because some of them are dated.
So I want to make sure that people know that I'm never going to... and also that they know that the stuff that I'm doing after this will be all new. Putting on a weekly TV show is very complicated. we have, 100 people on the crew and production and actors, and we had a dozen
Now I can go out by myself on stage, which is what I love.
writers and many actors and casting and editing. It's extremely complex and demanding. And stand-up was the best way for me to actually feel free and feel relaxed.
Take off your pants.
Because to be in front of the audience, that's the most fun that I can have.
Yes, he says it's not like working to him to do stand-up.
I'm going to go sit in Jersey with Alan Alda.
TV was work. So he says that after he finishes this, he's going to take about a year off to work on new material. And then he'll resurface. But he says no more TV.
Kevin Smith and Chris Rock are here. I got to take a short break, then we'll meet them. Kevin Smith and Chris Rock have a new movie coming out this weekend called Dogma.
Yeah. With Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck and
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon and
Selma Hayek.
We'll talk to them, and also Tim Burton, the famous movie director, is coming in. And I realized, hey, Tim and Kevin almost worked together on the Superman movie. Kevin Smith, who is a director, and Chris Rock, who's a comedian, they have a new movie out called Dogma. Jackie the Jokeman Martling said he saw it. He liked it.
Yeah?
It got 3 stars in one of the newspapers today.
How did he get to see it?
I don't know.
I want to see it.
He's in with somebody over there. Oh, look at this. This is exciting. Chris Rock and Kevin Smith together, director and actor.
Chris is coming in here with me, I guess.
He's kissing you hello. How was Chris Rock to direct? Was he difficult?
He was wonderful, but Rock is one of the chattiest people I've ever met in my life.
He's like a woman.
He's just been doing
he chats
the
like
show
a woman.
in the green
Good
room.
morning, Robin. How are you?
Stand up in there.
I walked in the place and
hey,
of course I look like crap. And I'm very tired, and he walks in and looks like the cover of GQ, and he's just wide awake.
It's like the new Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, that's me.
Chris, first of all, there was controversy on our show the other day. We were looking at a tape.
Look at this.
No, don't look at porn.
Calm down now. Focus.
Focus. This is a focus like you did at the MTV Awards when you skewered everyone.
Oh, God. That was great, by the way.
Good shot on there.
We were just talking about that in the room.
I thought that took balls, like criticizing all those rock stars and goofing on them right to their face.
Talking like you would have done it any other way.
I would not have, but let me tell you something. There's very few comedians who would do that. Hey, how come in your TV show you only have black guests?
Who do we have white this year? We had Colin Quinn a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
Adam Sandler. That was actually the best.
That was the first time I ever liked Adam Sandler when he did that interview with you.
He's coming on again.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien.
Oh, is that right?
White people.
You do?
He loves
Conan all the time. You never do it.
I don't do shows.
That's why I just sat there and asked you all these questions. So that's my way of interviewing you without ever getting you on the show.
You know, but he really loves Conan O'Brien. When he picked up his last award, I forget, was it an Emmy?
I love Conan O'Brien.
He said, the real guy who deserves this is Conan O'Brien.
Really?
But he didn't give it to him.
I didn't go that far.
Right. What'd you win, an Emmy?
I won an Emmy. I won an Emmy.
Oh, that's good. You did deserve it. It's a good show.
But he loved Conan O'Brien, said actually Conan should have, he deserved it.
Yeah, because they do a lot more shows than we do.
Yeah.
You know what bit I play all the time on the air? Nigga Please Cereal.
Oh, okay.
Very, very funny.
I figured you'd like that one.
That's a good one. I love that. Nigga Please. I just love that.
What's for breakfast, honey?
Nigga Please. What? I'm going to kick your ass. All right, anyway, this new movie. First of all, Kevin, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you work with Chris Rock again? Isn't it true he ad-libbed through the film, and you are a stickler? Your words are written.
You wanted him to stick to the script.
No, actually, he didn't ad-lib through the film. There were
you told him not to.
2 places that he did. And
were you able to tell him what to do, or is he at this point impossible to work with?
No, he's really
I would
good.
keep going, Bukkake would do it different.
Bukkake is a man who's way ahead of his time.
But Bukkake.
I read a quote from Chris the other day saying he's no thespian, but New Jack City was on the other night.
That's a good film.
And your Pookie was the best.
Thank you.
That's because he's really on crack. That was an acting.
On crack at the time.
Chris is such a good
I'm
actor.
still on crack.
We referred to this movie as CB42 or CB5 because it was his movie all the way through.
Yeah.
So you got how did you get Chris Rock, Ben Affleck, and
Matt Damon
to be? That's a big cast.
Selma Hayek.
Alan Rickman.
So this movie, I saw a 3-star review in the newspaper today. That's good.
Yeah, and there's a great review in the New York Times. And
what is it? Some kind of religious film?
Yeah, I guess.
You got karate in there?
Some kind of religious.
I like how Howard plays dumb every now and then.
What do you mean plays dumb? I'm serious.
It's one of those religious movies.
What's it rated? Yeah, what kind of movie is this?
Artsy thing.
Yeah, is this an artsy-fartsy film? That's how you got these guys to do it for no money, right? You didn't pay Chris Rock.
I don't think it's really artsy. Jackie, you saw it. Is it artsy-fartsy?
No, it's
well, Jackie's a bad person. It is. Jackie has never been able to.
Jackie loved it.
I loved it. That's how they got us to the movie, though. We thought it was artsy-fartsy.
Yeah, you thought you were going to get an Academy Award.
No, we thought it's artsy-fartsy. It's going to play in like 3 theaters.
This will look good. Other directors will see it.
15,000 theaters.
We're the Kevin Smith film.
Show real thing. Yeah, nobody's going to make any cash in one of my flicks, that's for sure.
This will,
Yo, what do you have, a piece of the back end?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Harvey gets all the money.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, you made a deal with Harvey.
Well, then forget it.
There's no money.
Get any money.
I hear we see your naked ass in this movie. Is that true?
That's the back end that he got in the movie.
Why did you show your ass? I'm shocked.
It was in the script.
It was true to the character.
It was true to the character.
Please.
Thank you, Robin.
Is that true? You show your ass as
falls out of the sky naked.
He's smart man.
Well, I mean, but that was for comedy.
Well, we like to think the movie is funny.
Right. Oh, is it a funny?
Yeah, it's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Oh, it is,
I thought it was a Jesus Christ movie or something.
No, that's why I got in trouble with it.
And you did it again in the movie.
I did, and it was a big mistake. All right, and the movie opens what? Today?
Opens today.
Movie opens today. So
is that exciting?
Opens wide. We had our New York premiere at the New York Film Festival.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Will either of you sneak into a theater today to watch yourself on this, or at least see the film?
Oh, I'm definitely going to go to the theaters where I live in the suburbs and see if anyone showed up.
Right. That's scary for you, right? Because you always think
the widest opening we've had on a movie. It's over 1,200 screens, which is big for us. Usually we do the art house thing.
And that makes you nervous in a way. And the art house thing is a lot safer.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I know when my movie opened up, I was really panicked. I said, "Will somebody show up to see this thing after all this work?"
Did you go out? Did you go around the theaters and try?
We did.
You can't though.
I did go to theaters. I went with Betty Thomas, the director. We went to theaters that night and watched. And I tried to invite Jewel because I met her on the Tonight Show.
That's right.
And she said no.
That story doesn't really go anywhere.
No, not a date. It was a group of people. I thought it would. Look good.
I got to keep the story right.
No. It was nothing like that.
There's dates going through it.
Suddenly it's like,
dude, you're going to be separated in a year too. Don't be goofing on me. Wait till your kid comes knocking on the door. Hello, Daddy. What's this white boy doing here? All right, listen to me. So you're telling me, Chris, that you will not go to the theater to watch yourself?
No, I've seen the movie like 2-3 times.
But it's different to see it with an audience.
But he has seen it with audience. It wasn't.
I've saw it with an audience. I've seen it.
And you're happy with your perforance?
I'm happy with my performance.
It's an awesome performance.
It is.
He gets to be funny, and he gets to be dramatic too. He's got some dramatic scenes, but he's pretty funny throughout the flick.
By the way, later in the show, Tim Burton is coming on. You wrote the script for Superman.
Yes, and Chris was supposed to play Jimmy Olsen.
Is that right?
Oh, that would have been cool.
Well, here's a good story. So I'm sitting down.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting down with Chris O'Donnell at breakfast. We had like a lunch meeting or something.
Oh, this is a good story.
This is a good story.
This is Chris O'Donnell who
played The Bachelor. I don't know
and
why.
Robin. He played
Robin in Batman and Robin.
So we're having a meeting, right? For something he's producing, whatever. I go because my manager makes me go. And, Chris O'Donnell, he's Robin, I'll go.
Right.
So I'm supposed to play.
Chris O'Donnell is sweating really hard
I'm playing Jimmy Olsen in Superman.
Right.
Everyone I tell this to thinks it's incredible. Like, oh, man.
Good idea.
Wow, that's a good idea. You're going to be really funny, Jimmy Olsen.
Right.
So, Chris O'Donnell, what are you doing? He tells me about the movie he's doing. And he goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm going to play Jimmy Olsen in Superman. He goes, Black Jimmy Olsen? Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so everyone is going to go see Dogma.
Wait to tell that story. Somewhere you found the venue for it.
I found the venue for it.
I assume everyone will go see Dogma.
Please go see Dogma.
Who are you up against? Any big movies opening? Pokemon has already made $10 million. They're predicting $53 million
growth.
We're
not really up against Pokemon.
I think it's a different audience.
Yeah. Right.
I actually read
have this feeling.
I actually read a Hollywood tracking sheet which tells you what they think movies are going to make. They didn't put a figure on yours, but they said your movie will come in pretty high.
They're actually pretty nice, because I would so like to just quit and go home and work on my marriage after this show.
Right.
Both of us.
Yeah. All of us.
All of us.
Yeah, well, dude, you've only been married 6 months. Let's be honest, Kevin.
Yeah, don't work yet.
I know, but
It should all be
it's
easy.
a honeymoon.
I don't have to work on my marriage. I have to work out for my marriage.
Right, dude. Your wife wants you thin.
Yeah, I can tell. She looks at me and she's like, all right, a few more months, I'll put up with this, and then you're going to drop weight quick.
You don't have to drop weight. You're famous, you're rich, and you're a director.
No.
Believe me.
No.
She'll
I'm
put up
sitting
with
here watching
anything.
you two. I'm like, all right, they're famous and rich.
We're thin, but we're
just shucking and jiving.
Somebody left Kevin Costner, okay?
That's right. All right, so the new movie is Dogma. It is directed by Kevin Smith. Very good reviews. Chris Rock is in it. Chris Rock also has a new episode of The Chris Rock Show on HBO tonight at 11:30 with, what's that guy's name? Ty Diggs?
Tay Diggs and The Roots.
Ralph, go ahead real quick.
Yeah, what's the deal? Didn't Kevin was supposed to do Superman, and he started bad-mouthing Tim Burton because Tim Burton didn't want his script?
I think bad-mouthing is a hard term. I didn't say that. I did certainly in bad-mouthing. I just said, well, this guy didn't want my script.
He didn't
and he
want
wanted
the
to do his own version of Superman.
No, Kevin. There was a lot of articles out. You sort of alluded that, like,
I
you
said
kind of lame, and you were above it all.
I said it was lame that I wasn't working on it anymore, and I said I was above it all. Yeah, that was what I was alluding to, Ralph.
You were alluding that he kind of.
I said this. I said basically that I think Tim Burton wanted to do his own version of Superman in which he wore black and has scissors for hands.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
The guy's a great director.
That's not putting him down. I don't think that's really putting him down. I said that's what he wanted to do.
He doesn't want to
I feel like I'm on
why would he want to
Jerry Springer and Tim Burton's going.
I don't know, Ralph. Apparently he didn't want to make my version of the movie. So
I read your script. I thought it was great.
Tim Burton's girlfriend.
I read the script too. I thought it was really good, but it's not a Tim Burton movie.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. I said he pretty much wanted to do his version, and at that point I was getting some attention, not a lot, for writing the script, and I think he wanted to do his version of the flick.
Meanwhile, now there's no version of it.
Now there's no version.
So calm down, Ralph.
You write one, Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
Yeah,
I was very upset with
Tim
him.
Burton didn't want to make your movie either.
That too, Ralph?
Then we're going to have a black Jimmy Olsen, man.
Ridiculous. Let's see. Go ahead. Well, I guess that guy's not there. Jay? You Jay? No. All right, forget it. I will go see it. Of course, I'll be casting my new hit series, Son of the Beach, this weekend. I, too, am a producer.
Yes, I know.
Doing one of those
clever
syndicated.
I have a deal with Fox. I'm producing a show called Son of the Beach. And Doomsday is going to be on another show I'm producing for UPN.
It's all happening.
It's all happening right now.
Guy.
Yes.
Can I point out real quickly that the first time I was on the show, I called in about Superman a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I said that I asked you to be in Dogma, and you said I'm too famous.
I am. I was too big. I am too big. What part would I have played in Dogma?
You might have played the part
part.
that George Carlin wound up playing, Cardinal Flick.
Really?
Yes.
Let him have it. Who cares? I'm too big.
He didn't want you for the Chris Rock.
That's right. All right, Chris, congratulations to you on your Emmy Award-winning show. The new episode of The Chris Rock Show airs on HBO tonight, 11:30. And also, you can see Chris Rock in Dogma. Go see it. I stayed in the city last night because I did Conan.
Oh, how was that?
It was okay. It was good. I mean, it was fine. Fred saw it. He said he really liked it.
Yeah.
How did Max do?
Hey, Scott, you got the intro there real quick?
Yeah, because you want to hear how
Yeah.
he did American Nightmare.
I dig Max and everything. You know, he's a nice guy.
He said he could do anything.
Yeah, well, he played it like I could play it.
Oh, dear.
You know what I mean?
Kind of bar mitzvah like.
Yeah, exactly. Conan did these bits, like Bill Clinton, you know, with those, you know the thing where he has the lips moving?
Yeah,
like
he puts the picture up and makes the lips move.
Dan Former came in and goes, we did that at Channel 9 years ago. They stole that from you. I said, yeah, so they can have it. You know what I mean?
Wasn't that great a bit?
It wasn't that great. I only did it once. Conan's built a whole career off it.
Yeah, they do it almost every night.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
I know that Andy Richter thing really disturbs me. He's got a sidekick, but he doesn't let him do anything.
And the guy's hovering over you like that?
Yeah, I just got like a little nervous. Like that sidekick. You know, I've never been on a show with a sidekick. And like all of a sudden, I feel hot breath on my shoulder. You know what I mean? It's like Andy Richter.
He's almost like that puppet they used to have on FX. He's like the Al Rosenberg character.
You know, nice enough guy. During the commercial, he's telling me a long story about his wife, and she had a dream about me, and then I was I think during the commercial he keeps you busy.
So
that's his
Conan
job.
doesn't have to bother him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's there.
Yeah, nice enough guy, though. I mean, but I'm not sure why he sits there.
Hoofa.
He's got to get on with his career.
Women.
I'm out here talking to Andy, ignoring you, Colin.
You're welcome to do that if you want.
What do you mean, boom? Oh, I said I was going to...
And to treat that. What is that?
That's the regular TV.
Oh.
I said I was just going to sit out there and talk to
Andy instead of Conan. Everyone started booing. I was like, wonder what that's about.
Maybe they've heard Andy talk before.
Yeah.
And that movie Basketball?
Yeah.
Basketball, that got a real bad review.
I hope so.
Basketball.
Because that doesn't even sound like a good idea.
No.
Who bought that?
It's those two guys who created South Park.
Yeah.
Which I guess I'm out of it because I don't find the show funny.
I don't get that either.
Yeah. I never got the cartoon. I just don't get it. I mean, I saw the real dirty one and I didn't get it.
I don't either. And
the underground one that everybody dug.
I never saw that.
I tried to watch it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I tried to watch the TV show to see what everybody's talking about. I can't sit through it.
It's not a Beavis and Butthead, but you could really enjoy it. But
No.
Beavis and Butthead's
But there are kids, I mean, that gets huge ratings, that South Park, on Comedy Central. It's the only show they got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fighting tooth and nail for that.
I know. But anyway, so those two
they
guys...
got to make a movie?
Yeah, and then they go like, well, the two stars who created South Park, they were two guys who were just hanging out in their college dormitory or something.
Yeah.
And no one knows who they are. They just know the cartoon voices. Right. So I think they just, created this movie, and they got that guy Jerry Zucker to direct it, the guy who made Airplane and all those cool movies. And somehow he bought into the script, and they say it's horrible. I got 2 stars.
Well, I saw the previews. I said, there is no way.
No way, huh?
This looks bad.
It's the story of 2 guys who invent a hybrid game in their driveway between basketball and baseball.
Yeah.
You decide to take in the Batman movie. I got caught up in the hype. Warner Brothers, very nice, offered me a chance to see the Batman movie.
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. And it's so great to go to these private screenings because you don't have to sit there with anybody else. We can just go. They're really comfy seats. Great sound, right?
Oh, yeah.
Super. I mean, if you're going to fall in love with a movie, you're going to do it at one of these screening rooms. And I love doing it and stuff, but I almost wish they hadn't shown it to me because it was just so bad. And, I mean...
Anytime you're getting something free and it's painful.
Yeah, we all wanted to get up and leave, but, it was one of those situations where... Did you want to leave?
I was in pain.
As soon as Uma Thurman started in his Poison Ivy. And I'll tell you what it is. Let me give you my beat on all of this, okay? I loved Tim Burton's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I loved it is because not only was there sort of a cool script, Michael Keaton and Tim Burton and even Jack Nicholson, they all played it kind of dark. You understood that there was a story.
They took the characters seriously, and Batman had some substance.
Yeah, and that's why I think we all got into this Batman thing. You know, that all of a sudden it became a franchise again. And I think the reason we all keep going back to see Batman is we're hoping they'll get back to Tim Burton's Batman, which was so cool. Now, I'll tell you something. I don't blame the actors for this. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger does a fine job. I don't think Uma Thurman's a bad actress, but when you see her in this, you want to throw up.
Somebody asked me if George Clooney was a good Batman. I said, at this point, anybody could play Batman.
Yeah, you cannot. Literally, they gave him absolutely nothing to do. If I tell you Batman was reduced to one-liners where he whips out his credit card, literally, this is going to sound like I'm joking, but I'm not. He whips out a credit card at one point, and he says, never leave home without it, and it's a Batman credit card.
Yeah.
It has so become the old TV show, which we all hated and despised, even though no one's told Adam West that yet.
Did you see in the paper yesterday that he wants to be the uncle?
Well, they should let him. Joe Schumacher should let him, because he seems to let anybody else in these movies.
To that.
And I realize that, now, I've been offered a whole bunch of acting parts. In fact, next week I got to decide if I'm going to do this next movie I'm going to do.
Coming down to the wire?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. And also it means giving up some summer vacation. I don't know how I want to do that.
Haven't you had enough?
No, I haven't had any. So my mother told me, if you take this, I'll never talk to you again because you're miserable and you're going to be even more miserable. But having said that, I have to tell you something that I realize that, Joel Schumacher, whoever that is, has become, something of an important guy in Hollywood. But I don't give a rat's ass. There was one sequence in this Batman that Mr. Freeze always comes on and, kills people, and it's the same thing over and over again. Mr. Freeze is killing people. And I'm sitting there.
Gun, then he gets his gun.
I'm sitting there after the movie, rewriting the whole damn movie. I'm going, I'm no genius, but I'll tell you something. This Alicia Silverstone is Batgirl. She walks in, and 2 seconds later, she puts on a Batgirl uniform, and she's Batgirl. It requires absolutely zero training to become Batgirl.
Right.
And she knows karate, and she knows how to ride motorcycles, and she knows how. And she's kind of chubby and overweight. Has a serious mustache problem.
Ooh.
And it's like, what is going on here? Uma Thurman's character, Poison Ivy, falls into a Poison Ivy patch and becomes a superhero. And literally she literally rambles through this movie.
She comes out of the ground in a new costume.
Yeah. She rambles in this movie about stuff I don't even know what she's talking about. The reviews in the paper today are absolutely the worst reviews I've ever seen. 2 stars, 1 star, and they even reviewed, kids who came out of the movie. I guess they had a sneak preview. The highest grades, it gets like a 3 and a 2 from kids.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, and look what kids say. It's everything we said. Here's a kid, 16 years old. The movie's okay, but the story is whack. They tried to make up for that with the rest of the big problems with expensive sets and costumes. Here's a kid, Pedro Rivera, 15. It's okay, but considering how much time and money was put into this, the story should have been a lot better. I got so bored that I had to make up funny lines in my head. Here's a girl, Jennifer. Save your money. The movie is a heaping load of crap. I've never seen any other Batman movies, and now I know why. They're completely vapid, stupid, and mindless.
And she might not watch the first one, which was really
cool.
Great.
Which was cool. You know, then you know, as soon as there's a dance number, like 20 minutes into the film, you know they've already run out of story. And why is it so apparent to everyone, except for the director, about what should be done with Batman? I don't get it.
I don't know what do they devise these scripts in a boardroom with accountants?
And I feel kind of bad saying this because, you know, I mean, Warner Brothers gave us this nice screening and everything, but...
Well, you missed a really uncomfortable moment yesterday.
Yeah.
But you know how that kid said that, you know, it was so boring he had to make up lines in his own head?
Yeah.
So since we had our own screening room, we weren't making them up in our own head. People were just yelling them out.
Yeah.
There were at one point I looked behind us and there were a couple of guys from Warner Brothers.
Oh no!
And they just sort of went out of the room.
I didn't know that.
I didn't notice at first.
I thought we were there by ourselves.
There was a guy that walked in with you, Robin.
Oh, that guy, the security guy.
Oh,
that guy was the security guy.
Oh,
yeah, he was back there.
I think there was another guy, but I didn't know who that guy was.
Yeah, he split too.
Yeah, he left.
He left. He couldn't take because when we left, there was nobody there to even help us out.
I know. Yeah, nobody came to say how'd you like it or.
No, they knew. They knew.
They must have heard.
They shouldn't have shown it to me.
But they must have heard from the projectionist that we were, you know, yelling stuff.
Yeah. And even my daughter, who's 14, was sitting there going, we were pretty immature because we were yelling out stuff.
We held back for so long.
Yeah, because of her.
Yeah, I know.
If she wasn't there, we would have been yelling stuff at the credits.
I know.
Back forever.
Why'd they have to make... Even the reviewers today say, like Michael Medved says, it's like the old Batman TV show.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you want to go in that direction? That sucked, that show. That show was awful.
Because I got the feeling, you know, sort of halfway in, I said, well, this is the half-hour TV show blown up to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Something's really struggling.
And I know they've interviewed the people involved with Batman, and they said, well, we wanted to get back more to the campiness of Batman and get away from that dark, brooding thing that Tim Burton put together. And I'm going, dude, that's what was good.
Why do you think it made so much money?
Yeah. Tim Burton was right on the money with this. And and George Clooney, you know what? He wasn't bad.
Hardly in the movie.
He's just not in the movie. You don't even see Batman.
Well, you're right what you said before. I mean, all they do is stay in that house or go out and fight crime, but they never go anywhere else. They never do anything.
And then whenever they go to fight crime, it's on a big Broadway production set.
Yeah, backflips.
Yeah, like really weird. Like it looks like it's like a Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah,
and they're having
every
a big
time
fight
he
scene.
goes out, it's a set.
Yeah, and it's all choreographed and Jesus, what do they think? It reminded me of a bad Broadway show. Like one of these Broadway shows that gay people love. No, I'm being serious. I mean...
the fights look like those opening dances on the Academy Awards.
Yeah, West Side Story.
Yeah.
It was West Side Story.
They should just have a singing Batman. Why even bother with words?
Yeah, let Andrew Lloyd Webber write it.
Yeah, I was really shocked. You know, I hear they're making a movie out of Spawn, the cartoon, and that's going to be cool, I think. I hope. Unless New Line... Oh, yeah? New Line's screwing it up?
Yeah, I mean...
I told you, they get most of their scripts out of Reicher's garbage pail. So, you know that's bad. And Reicher never turns down a movie. You put hardly anything in their garbage pail. I don't know what's going on, man. It was, and at one point, Poison Ivy, the character Uma Thurman plays, who, by the way, I mean, Uma Thurman will never get another acting job after this.
Oh, they were saying this could, you know, make her a big star.
A breakout role? Well, then maybe I just don't know anything.
You're off the mark.
Because one point she's looking at this plant for some reason that's going to come to life and take over the planet, and it looked like Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Or Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh.
And there's a talking plant.
It was the worst prop in the entire movie. It was glaringly bad.
It looked like they had run out of money.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, man? Just take... I mean, I hate when, like, critics rewrite a film for you and stuff and tell you how it should be done, because hey, if you can do it, then why don't you? But it does seem apparently obvious that all you'd have to do is create a really cool movie where Mr. Freeze is the central character. He's a brooding, horribly upset man because his body has to be chilled all the time. But, man, it was weird. And, and then afterwards I said, oh, geez, they gave us a free screening and stuff, and I know they were expecting us to say great stuff, but come on, I mean...
I can say one thing. The special effects were great.
Yeah, they were. There you go.
Did you get up to go? I saw you stand up, Howard.
I stood up to stretch my legs, and then I was going to go to the bathroom, and then I was cold, too, because like Mr. Freeze, they were freezing us out.
Howard, you did so many things. You changed clothes in the film.
Did you see that?
Yes.
I was so bored, I took my shirt off.
Yeah,
Robin was watching me. She didn't even see the movie, so you can't really comment on it. I mean, I would be a terrible movie reviewer because in the middle of the thing, I started taking my shirt off, and I started to change outfits. Because you know what it was? Everyone else in the movie was changing outfits. Why shouldn't I?
He was eating.
He had a meal.
Changing. I don't know what he was up to.
Hey, if I had to sit there, I was going to do stuff. I mean, really. The movie lost me after 10 minutes, and then I got up and
I was more interested in the plot line of what you were doing.
You know how, like, sometimes you have to pee in the middle of a movie and you run because you don't want to miss anything? I just hung out in the bathroom for about 10 minutes looking at myself.
Did Robin tell you what happened?
No.
We were walking out kind of slowly, and I guess we were yakking about, the movie, like we are right now.
Complaining.
And all of a sudden we go by this open door. It was a huge
conference room,
absolutely full of
Warner Brothers executives.
And they finally came out and closed the door because these guys went into the men's room and they were yelling their comments so loud they were coming through the door.
Yeah.
And this woman came out and closed the door.
Hey, I'll tell you something. When Roger Ebert is thinner than Alicia Silverstone,
he'd be a better Batgirl.
He would have been a better Batgirl. I'm being honest with you.
You could have believed him in that physical role more than her.
Absolutely.
What was the budget on that?
$100 million is always thrown around, but it's got to be more.
$100 million, that had to be.
That had to be $200 million. Although, what are we talking about? Who knows what these movies cost?
I don't know because a lot of it is computer generated.
Right.
So.
I just don't know what these things cost. It just seems mind blowing to me that you'd put that much money and not hire a guy to write a script. Like have zero script. How do you do that? And you know what? Maybe they're doing it because, let's face it. I guess these idiots who live out...
rush out and see it anyway.
Somewhere in... I guess at certain point... There's got to be like 5 different Americas. People are rushing out to see it. It's almost like how Broadway's been ruined because there's so many... Now, Broadway plays don't even have words. They just have music.
Yeah. People go anyway.
And people go anyway. So, like, maybe they think... I bet you Batman will make a ton of money.
You know what? I think they're no worse because people don't understand them.
Yeah. I think this will make a ton of money. And everyone will walk out and go, it sucks. And it'll still make a ton of money. It doesn't matter if it sucks. People just have to go see it. And all the actors were... George Clooney was fine. Schwarzenegger was great. It just doesn't make a difference. There's just no script for them to even latch on to.